Do you ever struggle between your authentic self and your programmed self? I'm Dr. Wendy Nickerson, and I want to take a few minutes and just talk about this. This is a struggle for a lot of people, not only figuring out who they are, but which self should they be, and are they integrating their programmed self with their authentic self? Or are they just going with one or the other? Most people just go with their programmed self. It is the easiest way to act and interact in our environment. However, some people have a stronger urge to be their authentic self. Unfortunately, that creates rejection for them oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes. Last year, I spent a few months in Portugal and I met a psychologist from Florida, and she was 80 years old. She was her authentic self. She had been through enormous amounts of trauma, and she loved to dance and she loved music. And every night of the week, she would get an Uber and go out to where she could find music and dance, whether it's inside a building or street dancing or what have you. And I have some amazing videos of the joy that she emits by doing what she loves. Is she ever criticized for that? Mm, Probably by some, if not many. But there are other situations where we have to make a decision between our authentic self and our programmed self. And that has to do with how we allow other people to treat us. If we were raised with low levels of treatment, good treatment, growing up, we tend to accept that. But as we grow older and we become wiser and we gain higher levels of consciousness, that no longer fits the bill. The way people used to treat you no longer fits the bill. That will include the things they say to you, the amount of time that they can spend, and whether or not they will come to you or help out in any way if you're in a crisis. The programmed self says, just go with the flow. Don't upset the apple cart. Just go with the flow. But your authentic self says, no, no, that's not how I want to be treated. And if the person or you or me or anyone decides to speak up about how we want to be treated, we need to be prepared for rejection. We need to have enough ego strength to handle the rejection. So that's what I encourage people to do, whether it's through coaching or therapy. Get your ego strength up enough. And by that I mean your sense of authentic self and your respect for yourself, your compassion for yourself. Let it come from internally, from inside, before you speak any truths and possibly face any rejections. None of us like rejections, whether it's silent rejection or an aggressive, outright, overt, aggressive rejection. So that's a few thoughts for today to consider if you're struggling with who you are and which self is the most important self to be at any given time.